At one time, there were no humans to see the animals. By the time there were people, the animals had changed. By the time there were lots of people, there were fewer animals. So the animals were brought to the people for viewing, and this has been going on ever since. The institution we call zoo grew out of this transport of animals to people to satisfy their curiosity. How has this curiosity shaped zoos, past and present? How have we viewed animals in the past, and how might we view animals in the future? The San Francisco Zoological Society asked the Burdick Group to answer these questions in developing a plan for its future growth. A look at history shows that at one time animals were viewed as targets for clubs, spears, and arrows. But with domestication, animals chased became animals contained. Wild animals then appeared in new cities as part of royal collections. Egyptian pharaohs sent out expeditions to remote domains for greyhounds, leopards, and giraffes. As a symbol of imperial power, they were used in massive spectacles. When paraded in 285 BC, Ptolemy's menagerie was so large it took a full day to pass the city stadium. Animal viewing became a spectator sport with a frightening dimension during Roman times. Emperors scoured Africa, Egypt, and Mesopotamia for specimens to keep their empire entertained. In the Renaissance, animals became living proof of European exploration. Animals from the New World found their way to menageries in Chantilly, Florence, Carlsberg, and Constantinople. Animals became a tool of science. Louis XIV established the Royal Academy and donated animals from his menagerie at Versailles for experimentation. The menagerie, with the King's Pavilion at its center, placed the monarch at the heart of both divine and natural order. By 1789, the public had enough of the divine right of kings. A revolutionary mob sacked the menagerie, and surviving animals were sent to the Jardin des Plantes in Paris. The Royal Menagerie became a public institution, what we would call a zoo today. With the popularization of science in the 19th century, zoos multiplied. Animals were displayed by species and by geographical origin, as if following the ordering of the late 18th century encyclopedias. In 1859, Darwin published his Origin of Species, exposing the relationship between man and ape. At the same time, animals in zoos remain encaged as amusements to the public. The architecture of the newly created zoos fit the style of the period, not the animals. But this was about to change. Because at the turn of this century, the portable camera brought back pictures of animals in their native habitats. The camera heightened the public's awareness of nature and their desire to view animals as the camera saw them. Inspired by these images, Carl Hagenbeck, a German animal dealer, constructed a zoo with natural settings for the animals, rendering the cage obsolete. So what we see in zoos today, animals in habitat-like settings confined by unobtrusive moats, derives from the Hagenbeck model and from the naturalist movements which followed. Our recent ecological awareness has further altered our perception of nature. We are not apart from it, but part of it. Understanding our interrelationship with other animals has reinforced our need to learn about them. This shift in understanding will impact the zoo as much as the camera did. It is this shift that has focused our planning for the San Francisco Zoological Society. Zoos are rich resources for learning about animals, but most visitors do not know how to use them. More animals in more natural environments, as valuable as they are, will not be enough to encourage informed viewing. With this in mind, we studied how the zoo's animal collection could be arranged to improve our learning about them. We proposed to cluster animals around centers by topics, such as territoriality, animal architecture, and by species to stimulate new comparisons and discoveries. For instance, to concentrate viewing about locomotion, One might bring together the rhinoceros, the seal, the ostrich, and the giraffe. After examining the San Francisco Zoo's collection, we recommended that 4 topic centers be interspersed among the traditional animal displays, allowing visitors to vary activity and pace. The San Francisco Zoological Society asked us to develop the first center on primates, a subject related to all visitors. We knew that just rearranging animals around topics would not be enough. New types of communication elements and their placement, as well as public viewing spaces within the cluster, had to be developed. Our studies illustrated how visitors could enjoy close encounters with the primates with clear lines of sight, yet have the communication elements close at hand. Working with Saul Kitchener, the zoo's director, and our primatologist, we selected viewing topics from the research we assembled for development into exhibit ideas. For potential donors, we prepared drawings of what the center would be like, illustrating communication elements which would expand visitor viewing experiences through direct personal involvement. Marquis Associates, architects for the Primate Center, initiated studies for location and functional requirements. Their enclosure forms evolved into spaces sensitive to the primates' and viewers' needs. To answer visitors' questions in the center, the Burdick group developed computer information programs with Laserdisc images. Visitors would be encouraged to test their observational skills through computer games, expanding the role of the zoo as a learning resource. A scale model was built of the Discovery Center and its communication elements. This made it possible for potential users to evaluate components, donors to understand the concept of an information-rich zoo, and we, with the zoo staff, to explore ideas. Our collective work was translated into reality as the primates were moved into their new homes around the Discovery Center. Visitors now had the opportunity to understand the animals they view in new ways. In the center, visitors learn to watch for and identify telltale body language and are able to test their understanding of what they see. Others learn what we share in common with our fellow primates and what we do not. They listen to different primate sounds, learning to interpret the meanings of what they will hear in the zoo. Most visitors know that primates come in different sizes and shapes. Where do they live? How are they threatened? What role do human primates play? In the Discovery Center, visitors can explore habitats and environmental issues. Learning to see differences in locomotion will help visitors appreciate the virtues of different arm lengths, body structures, and limb capabilities among primates. We all have thumbs, but are they the same? Visitors learn about different thumb structures and their importance in primate lives. A marmoset would have difficulty lifting this shape, in which primates have hands that could rotate this form, or the dexterity to separately strike piano keys. Visitors can have their questions answered when they return to the center by using the number indicated on the animal enclosure signage. There they can access a storehouse of computer information. The facts and games found are designed to intrigue the amateur or informed animal fan, child or adult. This library of primate information allows visitors to expand their viewing experiences. The game, Construct a Primate, involves visitors of all ages in learning about different primate features. A highly participatory animal information center evolved, which is becoming an integral part of the zoo experience. A visit to the San Francisco Zoo Primate Discovery Center is an activity of seeing to learn and learning to see. Zoos are an invaluable inherited resource. As we have seen, in the past they responded by showing people just what they are most curious about. There is no reason why, with planning, they cannot do so in the future.